Most parents don't realize they're dysregulated until after the meltdown, after the yelling, snapping, or after the guilt hits them that they failed yet again. So today I want to show you what dysregulation actually looks like in everyday parenting, because once you can spot it, you can change it. Most of us think that dysregulation is yelling, snapping, or losing our shit. But dysregulation starts much earlier, like minutes or even hours before the big outbursts. Your body, like your nervous system, gives you signs all of the time. It's just about really being able to listen and to understand those signs. Most of us were just never taught how to listen and to respond to those cues. As a mom of 3, I had so many moments where I didn't realize that my system had been signaling to me like all day, and by the time that I reacted, it felt like it was out of nowhere. But in reality, that was not true. It wasn't out of nowhere. I just didn't see the clues, or I was not really paying attention to them. Here are 7 signs of dysregulation that parents miss. 1. Everything feels urgent. This is one of the first signs, that everything suddenly feels urgent. You're rushing your kids, rushing breakfast, rushing bedtime, even when nothing actually requires rushing. It's basically your system being stuck in the go, go, go mode, even though the moment doesn't call for it. 2. Sounds feel like too much. Another sign is that sounds start feeling like too much. Normal kid noises suddenly feel sharp or irritating, or that fridge buzzing, the air conditioning blowing, everything just starts to feel really loud and too much. I know I myself am very sensitive to sounds. It's almost like when I'm already tired, when I'm already in that kind of overwhelmed state, all of these normal day sounds get really loud, and it makes me being much more on edge. And this isn't you being too sensitive, this is just your system being overloaded. Your body is already stretched thin, so the smallest sound hit with way more intensity. 3. You lose patience instantly. Another sign is that your patience is like basically non-existing. It feels like you go from fine to irritated in 2 seconds, even when your child does something completely normal, like asking a question or moving, I don't know, maybe normally, but you think it's too slow, or spilling something small. You know, kids just being kids. This is just a sign that your body is already stressed, and it's not really about that moment. It's not really about your kid being a kid. It's just that your capacity is stretched thin. So tiny things become the things that tip you over. Number 4, you feel attacked by your child's emotions. And then there's that feeling that your child's emotions are somehow coming at you. Like their meltdown feels personal. It feels like they're doing it to you, even though you rationally know that they're not. In those moments, it's like you don't have the capacity to hold their feelings, because you are yourself already like full of yourself, and you just want the whole thing to stop as fast as possible. Then you might either tell your child to stop whining, stop crying, or you're trying to fix it with TV or candy or something else. Number 5, you become controlling. Another thing that might happen, and this one sneaks up on so many of us, is becoming more controlling, like micromanaging everything. You suddenly care about every tiny detail, like how they're dressed, how fast your kids are eating, how fast they are moving, how they sit, even how they chew. It all becomes kind of, you want to just manage and control everything. And this usually happens when you don't feel like grounded or steady inside. So you try to kind of find or create the control or the steadiness, the system outside of you. Control is a survival response. It means that your nervous system is in that survival mode. Number 6, you shut down or you go cold. You might also notice that you shut down or go a bit cold. What does that really mean? This is just as much dysregulation as yelling. Even though it might look calm from the outside because you're not like lashing out, but it really is more about the feeling that you can't really deal with with all of the emotions or with your kids right now. Or you might feel, I just need everyone to stop talking, or I just need space. This is not a real calm. This is not groundness. It's your body checking out because it doesn't know what else to do. So it's a coping mechanism and it's dysregulation. And lastly, number 7, you function all day, then you collapse or have the biggest outburst at night. Here's the pattern that so many parents know too well. You push through the whole day. You hold everything together. And then the second the kids are finally asleep, you collapse. You're just done. You feel like you have no joy, no really positive outlook on life. So when you have that moment to just sit down and relax, your body crashes, you just melt down. So here's the important part. All of these signs, there are signs of you being dysregulated. It's not about your child. This is about the state your nervous system or your body is already in when the moment happens. Your child is more just like a trigger. They're not the reason why this happens. And none of this means you're a bad parent or that you're not capable of being a parent. It just means that your nervous system is in overwhelm. Once you start noticing these signs earlier, once you start becoming aware of them, you can start to shift them. I want to give you a few things you can actually do in the moment, things that are backed by science and that work fast, even when your kids are right in front of you. So you can start to do things and feel the difference of what it means to be a more regulated version. One thing you can do is to drop your shoulders and have this big exhale. The exhale should be longer than the inhale. And this may sound really simple, but it's one of the fastest way to tell your brain that you're not in danger. Because the long exhale turns off the fight or flight response and gets you back into the regulated version. 2, another thing that helps is to change your visual field. If you feel yourself tightening up and you're feeling like the stress is rising, just look out of a window or soften your gaze. When your eyes widen and you let your gaze kind of relax, your nervous system will follow. It shifts you out of that tunnel vision, which is a stress response, where you're not able to see kind of any other possibilities of resolution. Number 3, you can also shake out your hands or arms for a few seconds. Shaking is really, really good to release the stress and get it out of your body. It's basically releasing some of the adrenaline that has built up in your body. Animals do it naturally after a stress response or after a stressful situation. Number 4, naming what's happening. You could either say it quietly to yourself or sing it out loud so your partner or your kids can hear you, and say I'm feeling overwhelmed right now, or I'm feeling really stressed. It just helps to pull back your thinking brain back online and reduce the intensity of the situation. 5, the last tool is to slow down your movements, even just a little bit. I know I tend to do things in a real rush. When I clean, when I walk, when I talk, everything I do is kind of speeded up. But if you move even 10% slower, your body starts to kind of follow and believe that you're safe. It's hard to just think our way back into calm and regulation. When we do somatic things, when we do things with our body, it's much easier for our nervous system to respond and kind of follow. These are really tiny and easy things and easy shifts that you can do anytime. You don't have to be alone. You don't need some special time to do this. You can do it in front of your kids, and they really, really work. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you have any questions, if this made sense, please comment below and like and subscribe. This really helps me to reach more people. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.